Woo! Okay. So, we last left off with a ship in orbit around Moon. Because if you want to be technical about it, it's not the Moon, it's just Moon. I don't know why it's just Moon, but whatever. So, we'll go to La Fly. Now, I wasn't going to go through the horrible process of forcing you guys to sit through and wait, but I have gone ahead and... Nope, no. Wait a minute. Did it not? Oh, that's right. Wait, I thought I filled out those bottom ones too. Oh, you know what? I didn't fill out the bottom ones. Sorry guys. You're gonna have to sit through this, unfortunately. So all those should be empty if I remember correctly. So I need that one, and that one, and that. And transfer in. So the good news, of course, is that I can transfer from multiple tanks at one time. The bad news is, well, sometimes it leaves stuff behind, so you got to figure out which tank has had stuff left in it. And yes! So it should be this one. Good. So that one, and that one, and transfer in. Fantastic. So what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and use the engines as much as possible because, of course, I've got a lot less monopropellant than I would like to have had. So, okay, those two are going to completely drain. So that's got some in it. So transfer that in there. All right. That one. Oh, see, I wish there was a way to make those translucent. That one. A little bit. That one. We're going to assume that's got something in it. See, it looks like it does. Yeah, that other one should have something in it because it is showing. Stop, not in and out and all that good stuff. So yeah, we're going to try our best not to use... Okay. So that one, huh? One of these has... Okay, that one has some in it. And... that's got some in it. I'm going to assume you got some in you as well. Since this is the last tank, I can do all of these and it doesn't really matter if some gets left behind in the rest of these tanks. Well, it does matter, it just doesn't matter right now. So, we're going to try and collect all the science from the moon. But before I do anything else, I am going to collect some science from around the planet. Here we go. And material bay. Hang on, we'll do this one at a time. Because see, the thing is, it did this the last time, right? And it keeps popping that little screen up. So, I mean, I'm wondering if I'm losing the science or not, but I guess we'll find out. But I think what it's popping up is the lab results. So hopefully that's not screwing everything up like I think it is. Alright guys, it is time to go and collect some science. those engines online. Wait a minute. Why don't I have any fuel? Dang it. Because of course I've only got fuel in that tank, not in those tanks. So RCS on. Stability control on, and of course I've now got to use the RCS that I said I wasn't going to use to redock with the ship. Because now apparently I don't have any there's no way you've gotten that far. KSP. The game that forces you to do unnecessary work. I really should just reload this, you know. I have the physical capability of doing so. Unfortunately, that also would require that I... Come on. I need you to redock for me. There we go. No. Shut that off. Shut that off. Can't have you doing that. Now, that section has no fuel. That section has no fuel because, of course, you used all the fuel in the bottom sections because it's a douche. But that's alright. We've got plenty of fuel in that orange tank, and we still got that other bottom tank left, too. There's that. Oops. Wrong buttons. I really should have disabled the fuel here, shouldn't I? Yeah, that would have been a good idea. But that's right. Like I said, we've got plenty of fuel in this orange tank. And at the absolute worst case scenario, I should have enough fuel left in this section, even if I use up all the fuel here, to do something. I don't know what. Okay. One more tank to go. In and in. I like how this number is going really quickly, and this one's just like, whatever. Like, slowly ticking away. Slowly ticking down. Now, if you're wondering why these fuel numbers aren't changing, it's because, as far as the ship's concerned, this is all the fuel we have in the ship. However, when I do this again, then it changes. There we go. So, I need RCS, SAS. Of course, I burned through a little bit of monopropellant, but it shouldn't be that big of a problem. Okay. So now we need to find ourselves a suitable landing spot. To do that, shut the RCS off just so that way I'm not using too much of my monopropellant there. I need to point retrograde. If you would, please. Woo! While the computer tries to figure out which way retrograde is. I like tiny little ships like this. Alright, and then we'll throttle up. And we'll get ourselves down to something fairly suitable. I'm hoping, so we'll switch to surface now. Impact biome says Midlands, which wouldn't be a bad thing, but... So right now I'm over the northwest crater, huh? Wouldn't be too bad of a spot, but I mean, I really do need to bring my So we'll go full throttle here. The thing is, I need to bring my speed down as much as possible. And stop. How much fuel do I have left? Ooh, that's a lot of fuel. That's good. That is really good. Always deploy your landing gears as early as possible. I'm kidding. Just, you know, deploy them whenever you feel like it. Just not at the very last second. Alright, so our current impact biome is the Midlands. We're currently over the mid... Doggone it. Could have sworn I could lock that thing in place. So, we're currently over the Midlands. Yeah, I don't want that to float. Okay. We are slowly running out of electricity. But that's because the computer is on and is functioning properly. Now the plus side is, because the computer is constantly pointing at my node here. Oh, I forgot to take the temperature data. Oh, man. Oh, that's it. That thermostat is like almost impossible to freaking get your hands on. Ooh, negative 199 degrees. Question is that Celsius or Fahrenheit? I'm assuming Celsius because everything is in Euro. Wait a minute. I do have two of them. Okay, so anyway, that's not good. Neither is that. We are slowly gaining speed, but I actually need to get closer to the ground before I start worrying about... Alright, about there. Fortunately, like I said, the computer is taking care of all of that for us. So here in a little bit, I'm going to start trying to burn to slow myself down. As a matter of fact, I'm probably going to start doing that. I'll do that at about 20,000. Oh, man, that's really high up. I don't know how much power it's going to take because these are much more powerful engines. So we'll run a field test real quick. So that's not enough to start slowing us down. That is doing something, but we're still speeding up. So it takes about, what would you guys say that is? A little less than a quarter throttle to start slowing ourselves down. Unfortunately, this is not using a whole massive amount of fuel, which is good. And with all the new additions, I should be able to do this maneuver. Alright, we had a crash, because apparently when you hit shift 5 times in quick succession, Windows decides that you're trying to do something, so... We need as much throttle as we can get because we are getting dangerously close to the ground and we're going way too fast. Ooh, yeah. That's a mountainside, people. Ah, okay. So here's the problem, right? I'm gonna reload, but so you notice how this says 51.4 meters and this says 3,000. Yeah, this is sea level. This is actual terrain level. So I should have been paying more attention to that than anything else. Bye, Jeb. So yeah, that's what happened there. And that's why we have quick saves. Yeah, quick saves. Now, the thing is, I am going to need to redo all of the fuel stuff and all that because this quick save was done before I did all that. Oops. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to redo all this fuel stuff. I'm not gonna force you guys to sit through and watch all this. I'll cut back when we're done, okay? Alright, so our last tank is nearly full. As you know, we do have a bit of oscillation going on here, which should rectify itself as soon as I detach. But first, let me go ahead and log all of the material stuff. So take that, the goo container, take that, and our little wayward thermometer here. Oh, come on. See, it says it can't log the temperature data right now, so I'm going to keep our hands on all of this stuff, and then I'm going to process lab data, keep. Reset experiments, okay. So hopefully that's all stayed there. I'm going to have to pause in a second because I just heard somebody knock at the door, so give me a second. Okay. Just my imagination. So, hopefully that oscillation should stop when... Okay, cool, that's still on. Good. Nice and gently. We will burst a little bit, but not so much that it causes a problem. Okay. So right now I want this thing to point retrograde. Beautiful. We'll shut the RCS off so that way we're not wasting RCS fuel, and then I need to transfer back to this because I need this to point normal. And those reaction control wheels aren't going to be able to do a lot with this thing. But hopefully they should gradually start to force it to move. I guess I could toggle the RCS real quick. Because this thing uses a lot of monopropellant. Of course it wobbles. Which was a problem I had hoped they'd fixed. But it does not appear to be so. Okay, you can live like that. There. So we are now pointing retrograde. That thing should be more or less stable. And burn. So burn. Oh yeah, that's right. Engine's on. I do wish you would stop doing that. Okay. That is well more than what I needed. But oddly enough, not quite what I wanted. Because last time I was down to 300, as you guys plainly saw. So we're not going to burn the exact same. But I would like to get an impact biome somewhere in the Midlands. And we'll cut at 250 there. Good. So we actually managed to slow ourselves down quite a bit more than we were able to do the last time, so that's good. As we enter the wrong side of the planet. So, ideally, here's what should happen. I should land, redock with the station, collect more monopropellant, collect more fuel, drop back to the surface, land in another spot, collect more science, come back, do that 2 or 3 times or whatever, or however much fuel I have. I'll probably only be able to do 2 based on the fact that that other thing only has, that the station only has 300 monopropellant left, and this has 700. So you can imagine I'm probably not going to get a lot of monopropellant out of that. So, you know, that's going to be a plus. But, so yeah, we should, I think we should be able to get at least 2 or 3 good rotations out. I mean, 2, we should at least be able to get 2 burns out of this. 2, runs. And then make our way back to the planet. Now, when I go back to the planet, I'm thinking I'm probably just going to use these little engines instead of using the big one because it causes too many problems. But we'll play that by ear. It also depends on how much fuel is left in that section. I may not even have enough fuel left in that section to make that run. Because let's see here. This one right here, full of fuel, has 1,723 meters per second of delta V, which is basically a little less than 3 minutes, as you can see there. Right, all right here, all useful information. So yeah, that should be helpful. So if you're wondering why I slowed down to 200, it's because I'm going to be picking up quite a lot of speed. I'm going to need to slow myself down very quickly because, as you can see, I'm already at 10,000 meters from the ground. I actually don't know if I'll have enough time to do this, and I should have quick saved. But we are losing speed very quickly. Unfortunately, we're also losing altitude very quickly. Out a little bit here. It's a huge waste of monopropellant, but it's somewhat beneficial. We're slowing, we're slowing, we're slowing, we're slowing. Fantastic. Fantastic. We might actually survive this time. See, I can let the fuel burn. That's not that major of a deal, because as time progresses, I'm going to keep dropping it down slower and slower and slower. Actually, I'm actually just going to go ahead and cut right now. I mean, I know I'm still 3,000 meters off the ground, but this thing does have enough power to slow us down from 3,000 meters. But just in case, while we're still at a safe altitude, and I really should start putting lights on these things. The ship using the monopropellant to keep me pointed roughly in the right way, which is good. I'm not really too concerned about how fast I'm going until I hit about 500. Then I'll boost up real quick and bleed off a whole lot of speed. So now there we go. No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. So you get it down to... See, I think 10 is okay, but I like to be below 7 just to be on the safe side. switch that to stability. Ooh, we used a lot of fuel getting down here. Sorry guys, hotkeys again. That could have been excruciatingly terrible. And we're down. Motor propellant off. Oh man, that was terrible. Quick save. So let's start collecting some science, and then a quick save again. Keep that. Keep that. Log temperature data. Keep that. Oh man, I cannot tell you how terrible that was, guys. EVA. Now, this is why I put all those ladders and went through that horrible process of trying to make sure everything was lined up, so I can do this. Oh, that made life so much simpler. See, and then all I gotta do, dang it. All I gotta do really to get back on is get him lined up properly. Okay, he's still underneath it. But he should be able to grab a hold of it. So all I gotta do is just jump up and he can grab a hold. Awesome. Alright, Jeb. Time to do what you do best. Sample. EVA report. Plant the flag of justice. So... oh. Helps if the little box is selected. Alright, sorry about that, guys. There we go. Truth, snacks, and the Kerbal Way. One down. So many more to go. There we go. Gotta get a bit of a running start since the ladder doesn't go all the way down. But, bored. Samples collected, science has been added, flag has been planted, we have quick saved, and now it's time to go. So, set that as our target. And I think the first thing we're going to need to do is basically just burn straight upward. Am I right? I'm right. Okay. We don't need full throttle for this, fortunately. And then I need to point... let me get myself up a little bit. Good distance, I think. Yeah, that is towards 90. Yeah, that was the wrong way. We need to go towards 90. That's what we need to do. There it is. When in doubt, always point towards 90 degrees. See, I could point at the target, but that's going to flip me upside down and force me to start going in a direction I really don't want to go into right now. Okay, and exit. Or, well, stop anyway. So we're going to add a maneuver node here to circularize. More or less. That's going to take 300, and what do we have? Just. Alright, so we'll set that as our maneuver node. 30-second burn. Why, yeah, man. 300. I could use some of the monopropellant since I have a lot of it left, which is really good. That helped out a lot. I mean, I cannot explain to you guys how much having being able to use the fuel and having this little, so hang on, having this section right here, I can't explain to you guys how much that has helped out with the landings. Okay, seriously. Because even a total and complete amateur like myself, I will not use the word noob because I hate the word noob, and I think if you use the word noob, all games should be auto-deleted from your computer. Anyway, even a total amateur like myself can make it look easy. You know, minus hitting the control key 5 times and, you know, or shift key 5 times and causing the computer to exit out of the screen while the game is still playing. Barring that, okay, so we're a little bit off from our target there. It was my fault, naturally. Not that it would have been anyone else's. So we'll help ourselves out here a little bit. Try and conserve some fuel. I just wanted to make sure I was burning in the right direction. So once that periap shows up, I'm going to shut my engines off and use the monopropellant from here on. Under the basis that the monopropellant at this point can get me into orbit, because technically I'm already in orbit. And I'm going to need the rest of that fuel to fix my little mistake here. Always point at 90 degrees, man. You know that. Always point at 90. And then I can use this. There we go. That's close enough. So that's done. Stabilize that. I really wish it didn't automatically disable the SAS, but, you know, hey, what are you gonna do? So, on my Ascension node here, we are going to need to place a maneuver node there. Since that's Ascension, we need to descend. This is going to use up pretty much all the fuel I have left, which is not going to be good, but it should be okay because okay, it should be alright. And my logic behind that is simple. A, I'm going to quick save. B, I have bucket loads of monopropellant left that I'm not going to waste. And C, now that I'm up here, I can let the two ships just sort of kind of do their thing until I get close enough, and then the monopropellant should allow me to bleed off the rest of that speed, which is quite a surprisingly large amount of speed. But that says a 6-second burn, so that should leave us with enough fuel to make any adjustments as needed. So, note to self, need more fuel. Problem solved. Not even close. Now, in theory, I should call it here, guys, and go back to Kerbin, because we know that I'm going to need more fuel. But I know I have more fuel on this thing, and I should have enough to do at least one more run. So I need 4, so basically I need 5 and 6. So 500 liquid and 600 oxidizer. So that's going to take 20 minutes, so I'm going to speed through this because, like I said, I quick saved. So, and electric charge. Yeah. So we should be getting close enough to the amount of science I need. Now, I could always cheat, but I'm not a cheater, except for when I desperately need to be one. So the node is in 10 seconds, so we'll go at 3. So 3, 2, 1, now. Okay, throttle down, throttle down, throttle down, throttle down, throttle down, throttle down. See, I don't need it to be perfect, I just need it to be close enough. Close enough. Actually, we overshot a tiny bit there, but we still have 78 78 meters per second of delta V left. Woo! Alright. I am actually in trouble here because I need to point retrograde real quick and try and bring my apoaps in, because that's a little bit far out and that's gonna wreak havoc with, oh crud, it helps if the monopropellant is on, man. Wow, wow, wow. See, as you can clearly see, even just with the monopropellant I have, I've got plenty of power. Yeah, wow. So we're at 70, 69, 62, and 66. I think we could push that out a tiny bit more. So what's our separation doing? So our separation there is increasing, so okay. So the problem I've got now is... Okay, no, we're good, we're good, we're good. So we're going to play catch up with it. So it's time to time accelerate. But first, quick save. Because we're here, let's quick save. Woo! Okay, that's going to get a bit dizzying for you guys, so I'm going to cut, paste, and come back when the music stops. Alright, so I'm accelerating through all of the slightly more boring stuff. I'm doing my best to kind of cut this video down as much as possible, but I'm trying to not edit too much out. As you can see, this video is still fairly long. This was just one mission landing on the moon. So, I mean, I was already here. You can imagine how long it would take, how long these videos are when I actually come here, land on the moon, collect science, and go back. So you can kind of do the math at that point to figure out that my KSP videos end up fairly long. I gotta say, this mission actually went so smoothly. I'm a little bit concerned that something is gonna go wrong, because something usually always goes wrong because this is KSP. So yeah. Other than that, I've really got nothing. So I'm gonna go ahead, cut this back in when I am about to dock with the station, and let you guys watch from there. All right. The thing is, when I'm at this point, I can do this. So I am going to have to take a quick pause for reasons that I'm not going to express on the recording, and I will be back. Okay. Whew. Alright, sorry about that. Had to take a very excruciatingly important phone call from Mother Nature. We are heading in the right direction, so I think we'll shut the monopropellant off because it's just pointlessly wasting it right now. And in the event something goes horribly wrong, that's why I quick saved when the monopropellant was still on. But we're heading in the right direction, and rather worryingly, picking up speed. But 'tis alright. I've got 500 units of monopropellant, which should be more than enough to pull off this maneuver. So I am going to turn the monopropellant back on about... So once we get to about 50, I think I'll turn it back on. Because the ship is still trying to point at it, and I know I'm not going to... I can tell you right now that I'm not going to hit it. Just based solely on... Okay. So I need you to focus on stability for the time being. While I... do this... Woo, no you don't. Uh-huh. Give me a second. Ooh, come on. Okay. Alright, guys. Sorry about that. Once again, interruptions. I'll be back. Alright. You guys will probably notice a cut there. That was because people started talking who I didn't want to be talking. So... stability, 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 stability. Okay. So I need to set that as my target. Thank you very much. And then I need to go... which way is up? It's more left than up. So let us rotate this way, shall we? Okay, and I think that's because... okay. So that's the problem, is my ports aren't on properly. There we go. So there. So that's up. Is not the way I wanted to go, and that's... okay. Good. So now we're heading the direction I wanted to be going in, which is fantastic. So we'll dock, see how much fuel I have left. I should have enough fuel to do one more run, I think. Hopefully, if I'm right, I should have collected several thousand science. So now I need to do is I need to point myself north. There we go. Because that is the way everything needs to face. Okay. So I need to go that way. And that way. Sure to make small bursts. Please get rid of that, thank you. To keep myself from moving too quickly. Okay. go like that. Okay. And then finally, like that. Which is only bad because the ship is not facing the direction it needs to be facing. It's actually facing off to the side slightly because somebody decided that it would be funny if my ship faced the wrong way. But it's okay. Because against the blackened background of El Starizo. Okay. Okay. And then I need to go this way. Okay. Should be fairly close, and we obviously were fairly close, but not close enough. So that way, 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 and then that way, that way. And it's rotating again, so we need to be quick about this, because if we're not careful, good. And turn my stability control off. Good. Stability control. Oh. Alright, so it's gonna try and wobble a little bit. Monopropellant is okay. So we should have enough. Should have plenty of delta V in the ship for one more. But what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm actually going to stop here and process all of the science that we've collected. Okay. So, observations from Mimus, we'll keep that. Okay. And then I should... okay, that's not done yet. Yeah, also, if you notice, these things do take electrical charge to do. So, keep that. So, as you can see, my electrical charge is slowly climbing. But the electricity is trying to drain as these things process. So as it processes the surface samples and stuff like that. So I'll let all this stuff process on camera for you guys, so that way you can clearly see that it did process. And we'll call it a day here. And hopefully get back ooh, nice. So we'll keep that. Alright. And then I should be able to... okay, keeping that. Going to recycle that, recycle that, recycle that. Now hopefully that's not doing what I think it's doing, which is destroying all of my data. But if it is, well, we'll have to think of something else then. So, alright guys, I'm done for now. I've done too much. And to that, I'm gonna say, sayonara.